Hi folks, and welcome back. Episode 100. This is my 100th gardening vlog, which is it's just crazy to think about. You'd think after 100 episodes I might be a little bit better at what I do, both in terms of growing and also remembering all the parts of my camera. You joined me halfway through the day today because when I first came up, I didn't have all the parts to film. So I've taken a little break, having a nice cup of tea now. Went back, got the right bits of the camera, and there is so much to show you. I have been extremely busy, and it's just been the most gorgeous day today. It has been so lovely. I cannot believe it's the middle of November. It's been about 18 degrees, and there is just so much to show you. So I really hope you enjoy. Now, if you've been watching recently, you'll know there's one big winter project, but I have spent a little bit of time today tidying up this main bed. I've taken out the squash, given it a bit of a weed. You can see it's still got a bit of stuff in there, but most of it, you know, it's been given a good hoe and it's gonna just die off on the surface. So it doesn't look amazing. And I've left all these calendula plants, even though they're mostly dead now, just because it's really nice kind of overwintering habitat for lots of little creepy crawlies. It won't look the nicest, but you know, it serves a purpose. There's still a surviving courgette plant, although it's not doing much. But the winter project, the main winter project, well, I have been very busy, and this looks a bit different. Look, I'm smiling so much. It looks so good now that we've got the frame up. This project is really just one of those things that I've been kind of just plugging away at, you know, just getting my head down, getting focused on doing it. And to see the frame go up, it feels like, you know, it finally feels like you're starting to make progress. This has been such slow going, and I've spent so much time on it. And I guess most of today is going to be me talking about it and trying not to moan about it, because although it's been an awful lot of work, it has been really quite enjoyable. And although the frame is up, it's a little bit deceptive. There's still so much work to do. I'm going to have to remove the frame and carry on working on these foundations, and then move the frame back into place. But you can see I'm still digging this over, and there are so many stones. If you've missed any of the recent updates, this ground is absolutely just, that's the last bit, that's the last little bit. I should finish that today. You would think that would take about 2 seconds, but there's probably an hour's work there. You know, I have been up here so often, spending so much time on this. And yeah, I didn't have to, you know, I've probably gone a little bit over the top, but I really wanted this to be kind of, I want to get it right first time. You can see there's the little stack of bricks there, and these are like little paving bricks that are going to be the foundation. But let me just show you, I'll come on to that. Let me just show you in here, this wheelie bin. This is all of the stone that I've pulled out of this. It's not a big area of ground, is it? You know, you look at that, that is not a big area of ground. I think it's 8 by 6 foot or something like that. And this entire wheelie bin now is nearly full. The camera makes it look a little bit smaller because it's a little bit of a wide angle lens, but trust me, there has just been so much work that has gone into this. But like I say, it's one of those things that it's kind of meditative. You know, you just kind of stick your head down. I come down after work for a couple of hours until it gets dark, and I just plug away at it. You might be wondering why is he doing all this? Well, the first thing, this area is full of bindweed. You can see some of the roots here, and just over here, you can see this pile of roots. This is, that is 90% bindweed, I think. There's some other nasties in there, couch grass, but I've just, you know, it's not gonna stop it. It's not gonna stop it coming back, but the plan is to have a little kind of an area in the middle that's kind of hard, and the edges of this greenhouse are hopefully going to be a big bed that I can grow into, and it's going to be mostly tomatoes, probably, realistically. This will be tomatoes. And then this one, the older greenhouse, will be the chili greenhouse and the potting benches and that kind of thing. But we'll see. We don't know what's going to happen exactly yet, but that's the loose plan. So I just wanted to get as much of the bindweed and the nasty stuff out of here. It's going to come back, of course, it always does. But I just wanted to give myself the best chance possible. And as well, getting all the stones out, it is a useful resource to have around the plot. And you might be wondering, why has he put the base on? Why has he put the base on if he's got to move it off again? But basically, I dug this like trench around the outside that is going to become the kind of foundation with stones and bricks and then timber sleepers on top. And I just wanted to double check I'd done it in the right place, because I wasn't very, I didn't measure it that carefully. So me and Jess, we came up, and it wasn't very nice weather. But we put the frame up. It went up pretty easy, actually, all things considered. And then, lo and behold, it was actually, the trenches were almost exactly in the right place. So that's really good news. I didn't have to mess around with the bottom too much, but I'll show you the foundation and what the plan is. You can see as well, I've got this frame weighed down. There's a few things not on it at the moment because I'm working, but when I leave, I'll put bags of compost and bricks and all sorts on. Enough not to warp the base, hopefully, but to keep it anchored down, because this first greenhouse, it was Storm Desmond, I remember, was the name of the storm. When it was pretty much where it is, and it was just a frame. But that was enough. The whole frame got picked up by the wind all the way over there. Got dumped on next door's plot, and it was folded like a deck chair. Luckily, we were able to kind of rebuild it, and there wasn't too much lasting damage, although there are a few bits here and there. But yeah, the plan is to have this foundation. I'm going overboard. I'm doing everything I can. We're not allowed to use any concrete or anything like that. So you can see here, I've got a load of stones that are basically going to go in these trenches. And then the bricks are going to go on top of those. And the idea is to have the level of the stones just a little bit below the soil, and then the bricks on top. So the bricks will be well and truly above the soil level. And then the timber sleepers I'm going to have up like that. And that should give the greenhouse some really nice height. I'm going to put as much protection as possible on the sleepers to stop them rotting or having any water kind of absorption. You can see these old sleepers. I did a similar thing. What I did is I built the ground up, and there's a huge amount of in here, and I built the ground level up. So there's sort of like a raised foundation of just soil and stone. But look at the sleepers. They're kind of absorbing the water from the base, and they should be okay for a while yet. But this one is going to be super. This one is not going to go anywhere. And the plan is to get some kind of timber locks. I'm really going to like bolt the timber frame together, and this one should be, fingers crossed, it should be really nice and solid. Weirdly, in my last episode, I said that I'd already ordered the sleepers for this, and that was a complete lie. I thought I had. I did a big order of loads of stuff, but there were no sleepers. So they're arriving on Tuesday, and this week I've got a week off work. So I'm going to be here at all times, basically, just working on this, making sure the foundation is perfectly flat, making sure that it is, it's going to be proper. This time round, it's going to be proper. I'm going to get it right first time this time. And the other thing I've been doing lots of thinking about is what to do in the middle and with these kind of water butts. And I think it was Stephen Blaze, actually, who's a subscriber, who he said it's so simple, I just didn't really think about it. But the issue is, this first greenhouse, it leans forward, so really I want these at the back where they're kind of out the way. But when I put that foundation together, I wasn't thinking about the levels. So that's another thing that I'm considering with this one. I want it to lean back just ever so slightly. And I'll be kind of factoring that in when I kind of build up these foundations with stones. It's really good the way that I've done it, hopefully, because there's these trenches. I can just now fill these with stones as needed, smack them down. I've got a smacker, that's what we'll call it. I've got it's called a tamper, but it's just a big metal square that you can smash down on stuff to make it really compact and solid. And then it's going to lean back. And what I'm going to do, this is the suggestion from Stephen, it's just really so simple. If this drains to the forward, that's a weird way of saying it. If it drains to this side, all I've got to do, get a bit of hose pipe and run it all the way down. So long as the entrance to the water butt is underneath here, it should run. It might be a bit, it's not perfect. It might get clogged from time to time, but that is the price you pay if you don't get these things right first time. We had some really good suggestions about, trying to join these two. But they're very different sizes, and I'm really reluctant to have to mess around with this. You know, that's the thing about these. Once they're in place, you do not want to deglaze them or start messing around with anything. They're just the chance that stuff can go wrong. The idea of kind of going to mess around with the greenhouse and the frame twisting slightly and the glass shattering or something like that is just, it's just nightmare fuel. And the same for deglazing it. You know, you just never know if a glass pane is going to explode. So, you know, once it's up, I do not want to mess with it unless absolutely 100% necessary. I'm completely orange with the sunset, aren't I? But yeah, I cannot stop smiling, you know, having this frame up. These projects, they're so long in the making. I've had this frame just sat around on the plot for so long. You never know when you're really going to get around to doing these kind of things. And seeing it take shape, I cannot stop smiling. I'm so excited. It is just really, really wonderful to have it started. And what a happy 100th vlog. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. That tea is stone cold.